Hello everyone, welcome back to This Day in Weather. If you're just joining this channel, this is where you can learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video is posted in years past. Today is August 1st. On this day in 1965, an F1 tornado took a path of 1.1 miles through Carroll County, Virginia. The tornado hit around 2 miles east of Groundhog Mountain, which has an elevation of 3,031 feet. Damage was documented along a northeasterly path for around a mile and was most extensive along and south of the Blue Ridge Parkway. Over 200 trees were snapped or uprooted, which blocked secondary roads. Telephone lines were downed and crops were ruined. The tornado struck sporadic properties and caused varying degrees of damage. The Vessel Puckett farm was the first to be impacted. A barn was smashed and the pieces were scattered over 2 acres. The home was not damaged, but trees on either side toppled. A couple and 3 of their 4 kids were sound asleep in their brand new mobile home off Groundhog Mountain Road. The winds tipped the trailer and it rolled down an incline and smashed 2 large trees to the ground before it came to rest, and it was demolished, along with the furniture and fixtures, but everybody survived. The mom and dad crawled through a hole that had formed where the roof became separated from the walls and helped their kids to safety through a broken window. They went to a hospital in Hillsville, but the only injury was a bruised foot the dad suffered. At their property, a barn filled with hay was demolished with 2 of their pigs buried by debris, but they survived. On this day in 1983, a strong microburst swept across Andrews Air Force Base in Washington, D.C. during the early afternoon. Although the base anemometer was not calibrated at extreme wind speeds, the peak wind gust reached 149 miles per hour. It was reported that Air Force One, with then President Ronald Reagan on board, landed under 10 minutes before the peak gust. On this day in 1985, Cheyenne, Wyoming was drenched with rain and hail from a nearly stationary thunderstorm. In 6 hours, 6 inches of rain fell and produced the most damaging flash flood on record for the state. After the storm, 2 to 5 feet of hail covered the ground, caused a dozen deaths, and 65 million 1985 United States dollars in property damage, which equates to over 201.73 million in 2026 United States dollars. On this day in 1986, eastern Kansas and southwestern Missouri were hit with a powerful thunderstorm that produced 100-mile-per-hour winds and large hail. The storm injured 19 people and caused 71 million 1986 United States dollars in damage, which equates to over 216.33 million in 2026 United States dollars. On this day in 1987, parts of the Midwest saw record heat. A dozen daily record high temperatures were set, including a high of 105 degrees in Lincoln, Nebraska, a high of 103 degrees in Moline, Illinois, and a high of 102 degrees in Burlington, Iowa. On this day in 1988, 2 dozen daily record high temperatures were set in the upper Midwest, including a high of 105 degrees in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and August record highs of 103 degrees in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and South Bend, Indiana. On this day in 1989, Hurricane Chantal made landfall along the upper Texas coast around sunrise, which is around 6:39 a.m. on August 1st in that part of the country. Parts of Galveston Island and southeastern Texas were soaked with 8 to 12 inches of rain. Some unofficial totals ranged up to 20 inches. Wind gusts reached 82 miles per hour in Galveston and reached 76 miles per hour in the Houston area. Tides were 5 to 7 feet high. Chantal caused 13 fatalities and 100 million 1989 United States dollars in damage, which equates to over 269.31 million in 2026 United States dollars. That will close up this edition of This Day in Weather, but be sure to stay tuned in because whenever there's a new video, you will learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Please hit the thumbs up button to like this video. Please hit the subscribe button to be sure to never miss a new video. If you're just joining this channel, please check out all the other videos that have been posted on this channel. And please check out my Patreon at patreon.com/c/thisdayinweather for more content.